Here in this scene, we see a very metaphorical concept of the night. The night is usually represented as darkness, and because without light you cannot see your in front or surrounding, so you could very easily crash into some problem, or you could easily be frightened. Um, Here we have a 3-point connecting concept in this scene. The first main point is a girl who just established herself on the ground where she lives, where she stays for the work. Sarah is in the search even at night. We show she's working a bit hard and to get to know project, to get to know the people of the place. Then we have a very suspicious act of the negative person who is hiding in the same room behind the couch. He has a very bad plot and he has a very negative, which we will see the consequences ahead in upcoming scenes. So we see the thrill, the fear, suspicious acts, and the third point is the other boy who is safeguarding, trying to be a facilitator, a safeguard person to Sarah, to the main character. The negative guy appears and he is making up a story that he was trying to sleep here. And the fact is not that we see, but the girl can't see. The Sarah can see what was going on. The boy was caught up. A little bit revelation, a little bit exposition, or exposing a negative drama to the audience, but still Sarah is in a dark situation. This is a very main scene, one of the main scenes where audience could be misled. In this scene, we see all the perspectives and all the visionary, all the views through the boy's mindset. This is a very prejudiced scene, the very negative mentality of the boys toward the girl. So everybody sees and looks the girl toward own vision, own lenses. This is not the reality of girl, rather this is the reality of these boys' visionary and these boys' thinking process and visionary concept, what they have in mind for the girl. They have very, very prejudicedly negative perception and negative mentality against the girl, that everybody sees own relation with the girl, and the girl could be a very stimuli, a very sensually, objectively, and a mean for their own desire, personal desire, which is very, very negative mindset and mentality. For that reason, this scene comes here as that is showing the prejudice of the people and the very negative mindset of the people against one another. The reality of a person could be very clear, clean, and upstandard to very normal humanity. But on the contrary, the other side, every single person, whether that is man or women, a girl or a boy, that could go into a very negative thinking process, which is very bad. So I try to expose here that it is in your mind, it is not the reality. Any negative thinking that you go through, or you judge someone in your mind, that is you the wrong thing with the wrong thinking process. We need to clear that fog. We need to clear that thinking process against the other people. The reality about anyone is very beautiful, but it is our thinking process. It is our mentality and our self-judgment and others' judgment toward against the reality. So the message of the film is to be very clear. Any negative perspective comes, any negative thought or theory comes, we need to control that, and we need to clear with that. Be very positive, be very respectful to others, respect others. That's one of the most important things. Respecting others' moves, acts, and respecting others' stand and their belief, rather than judging them in front of them or judging them very conceptual based in our mind. That is the negative standing, the negative thought process. We need to clear that. So this scene is all about that: prejudice, mental judgment, and a very negative mindset against others. So by completion of this scene, we go to the change of perspective from the boy's mind back into girl's real world here. Here we see in this scene, she went through all those paperwork the boys did. The boys completed the paperwork in what condition? Everybody was thinking about the girl rather on the job. The focus was on the girl. It was sensual theory, sensual act, very prejudiced, mentally disturbed, and negative thoughts and negative visionary of boys against the girls. When the very upfront result came that boys did not have any focus on the paper, and everybody was doing wrong job. Now the girl here comes with a little bit different act, which is a this act, I would say, I put here in the film, is not reading, misinterpreting, or this act, I could say, is not a very welcomed decision. When we go to somewhere, any community, we have to respect their values. Now, coming to the underdeveloped countries, war-torn countries, where communities, societies are not very well active, we cannot live as exact as we live in our own community. So living with USA, United States standards, then acting that in a war-torn country where in man-dominant communities, so you cannot go with such costume with you cannot put on your own costume. You cannot act as very free as you want. That's all creating and adding up top on the top of the problems. Here I've put the girl as responsible to what she's doing in front of these boys, which is not very welcomed in a country like Afghanistan. Right after she wanted the boys to rework on the paperwork, she got an email for canceling the fund. The financial amount was supposed to transfer for the school building and the project running. That is canceled. That fund is, or maybe that fund is a depending pause situation. So that's the reason the girl is going into a bit private line because she is speaking to her fiance. She asked the boys to leave her alone for a minute. Up to this scene, we see 2-3 more problems, solving one and facing and encountering another problem. Here, the girl is putting all those realities very transparent, that the fund and the financial resources were pending, and that was canceled. So that means they have very huge difficulty in proceeding the work, in continuing the work of this school project. Here we are with another window of another way of how do we proceed a facility, a chance from nowhere, non-expected. We didn't have any, neither the audience nor the actors uh, didn't have any expectation of such facility that will be provided by the local financial support. So we will continue our narration to the next part of the film.